Adulting with Donnie live, sort of. If you're listening to it right now, like via a podcast thing, then you're not listening to it live at all. But I do go live on Facebook, as I've been saying for like 3.5 fucking years. I don't even know why. I really think that I always just hoped that that it would be like like someone might be just like scrolling through their news feed and see it pop up and like stop on it for a second and be like, oh, I want to hear more of that, and then go, download the fucking podcast. And I know I got away from the whole secret time thing, but I haven't had anything really good to like throw in as a secret time lately, so maybe that'll pop up again. I'm sure it will pop up again. I just don't know when. What's going on? Happy Thursday. I don't really know why I'm doing this. I don't know. I guess it was because I think it's been a couple weeks since I posted an episode. Maybe just shy of a couple weeks, and I wanted to get one. Like tonight's kind of a perfect night to do it because my girlfriend's not home right now. She just played softball and now she's out hanging out with friends, and I got home maybe a little over an hour ago and thought about all the things that I could do. I notoriously try to squeeze way too much into too small amount of time. Like here's an example, okay? Yesterday, I had the day off from work. Woo! I had the day off from work. It was nice. But I still got up pretty early. And because my girlfriend needed a ride, sort of. She had to drop her car off. So I told her that I would, I'd pick her up at the dealership. And sorry, I'm trying to multitask here, and I'm not doing really good at it. I told her I'd pick her up at the dealership and then and bring her to work, and then after that, I was gonna go to the gym. So like I drop her off at work at like 8 o'clock. I think it might have been even just before 8 or something like that. And then I go to the gym, and because I'm not working, I thought I'm gonna get in a big fucking workout, and I did. I got to the gym at like 8:45, and I didn't leave there until 12:15. And maybe half an hour of that time was showering. So I spent about 3 hours working out, which is that's like my preference. Like I don't remember if I talked about. I know I talked about it to Ro once. I don't remember if I talked about it on the show or not. But I remember years ago, and I'm talking probably 10 or 11 years ago, I had Googled like, what's The Rock's workout? Like, what does he do to work out? And it said that he starts each day with 1 to 2 hours of cardio, and then he spends the next like 4 to 5 hours working out with weights. And I thought, that is crazy. Well, I mean, it is crazy, but I thought, like, no one can fucking do that. Like, who? Like, not even just a timed constraint. Thinking to myself back then, I'm like, forget the time constraint part. Like, who the fuck would ever spend 5 or 6 hours in the gym working out, even if there's no time constraint? Like, for him, it makes sense. That's what he does for a living. He like needs to look like that for his job. All right, and I don't know. I wonder what he'll look like in 20 years, because over the past 20 years, he hasn't really changed that much. But I thought, like, no one can spend that much time in the gym, and maybe except for him. But now that I work out, I can see it. Like, I could totally go to the gym, spend my problem historically in the last couple months is that I every time that I've had a day off, I think I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to get in a big workout. I'm going to be there for like 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours. I'm going to fucking do like an hour of cardio, and then I'm going to do like an hour of weights, and then I'm going to do another hour of cardio. Like, I get like really fucking, I've got this whole plan in my head, and I do the hour of cardio, and then I'm smoked. I'm fucking done. I did it right yesterday. Yesterday, what I did was I did a 5-minute warm up on the treadmill, then 15 minutes of running, fairly light pace, like 10-minute mile, and then I went and did 20 minutes of kettlebell. And then I went back to the treadmill, did another 15 minutes of running, then back to kettlebell, then back to the treadmill, back to kettlebell. I did that for 2 hours. I don't know what I did for the other hour. I guess I did some ab stuff for the other hour and definitely some stretching. But like easily, yeah, if that was my job, or if for some reason I won the lottery or something like that, and just every day was a holiday, I could spend 4 or 5 hours in the gym every day. I think probably. But anyways, getting back to it, my problem with time is that I have these grand plans of what I'm going to do with my day off. Like going to bed Tuesday night, I thought I'm going to get up tomorrow morning. I'm going to go to the gym. I knew I was going to do this big workout. So I'm thinking I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to get in this big fucking workout. Then I'm going to like go, ride the motorcycle. I'm going to take like a 2-hour motorcycle ride. I'm going to fucking, I'll go get a coffee somewhere, and I'll, park on the side of the road with a view, and I'll then I'm gonna go. Then after that, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna finish watching The Lincoln Lawyer, even though I'm on episode 3 and there's 10 1-hour episodes, so that's 7 hours by itself. I'm gonna finish watching The Lincoln Lawyer. Then I'm gonna watch a movie. Then I'm gonna watch another movie. Right. So I've got all these plans. I'm trying to shove 36 hours worth of stuff into like less than 16 hours, and it just doesn't work. So what it ended up being was most of my day was being at the gym. I got home at like 12:30. Ro met me here. We did things, and then then she went about her day, and I went back to my initial plan. I went and got a coffee. That's about the extent of what I did. I left after I saw her. I left. I went and got a coffee. I rode my motorcycle over to the airport to watch the planes land or take off, which they didn't do either. No one was doing anything at the airport. Had my coffee while I was there, and then came back home. And now I get home, it's fucking 2 p.m, and there's I knew that I was going over. I don't remember. I haven't talked about it recently, but the last 2 Wednesdays. So yesterday was Wednesday. The last 2 Wednesdays, Portsmouth Police has been playing softball across the street. So obviously Ro heads that up, and so I knew that that's at 6:00. I want to get over there for that. So it's 2 p.m. I'm fucking tired. I worked out hard. I want to take a nap, so I did for like an hour. Now I'm down to like 2 hours. I got 2 hours left in my day, and I was able to watch 2 episodes of The Lincoln Lawyer, and then got up, fed the cats, and went over to go watch her play softball with her coworkers, and it was fun. We had fun over there, and a bunch of them went out to Applebee's afterwards, which, if you're following me on Facebook, then, I share the Applebee's fucking memes all the time because they're great. Applebee's is where dreams go to die. So we were standing there in the parking lot like, oh, do we want to go? And Ro was like, I kind of just want to go home and hang out with you. And I said, I feel the same way. I just want to go home and hang out with my buddy. So that's what we ended up doing. And sorry, I didn't mean to talk into my beer can there. But we ended up coming home, hang out for a little bit. She had something to eat. I had already ate earlier, so I wasn't interested. But we hang out for a little bit, and then it's like 10:30, I think. She says, I'm going to go take a shower. I said, do you want to watch an episode of Obi-Wan when you finish? And she said, no, I think I just want to go to bed. All right. Best laid plans, right? This is at 10:30. She says, I think I just want to go to bed. I said, that's fine. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's the responsible thing for us both to do. So I'm going to do the dishes while you go shower, and I'm probably going to watch an episode of Lincoln Lawyer, and I will meet you in bed. And that's exactly what I did. And 11:30, I got in bed, and maybe 11:15, she comes in the bedroom and turns the light on. Now, for a normal relationship, if you have gone to bed and your wife or girlfriend comes in and turns the light on, you better brace yourself for you've done something wrong. Okay? If you're snoring and your wife or girlfriend comes in and turns the light on, you have done something wrong. Okay? You have upset her. All right? And you better brace yourself, and you better start preparing for your defense. My girlfriend, on the other hand, comes in the bedroom and says, hey, I'm getting called out. So I know that I talked about it like a month ago, and if anyone's fucking seen all the stuff, my girlfriend is part of the crisis negotiation team for the SWAT team for our local SWAT team, I guess is the best way to put it. You know, it's called the Seacoast Emergency Response. So it's, you know, just it's officers from a bunch of different departments compiled together to make up a SWAT team that covers Rockingham County and Stratford County, New Hampshire. So this is at midnight, almost midnight. She says, "Yeah, I'm getting called out. I got to go to this call." And I was like, "Okay." And she threw her phone to me so that I could see the text message, which is stupid vague. I mean, it's so fucking vague. Like, you're calling out an officer in the middle of the night, and it's not anyone in particular's fault. It looked to me like an automated type of thing where someone just punched in some information and then it sends out an automated text message. So it's just like, hey, here's you know, the 2-word version of what's going on. And I literally mean 2 words. Here's the 2-word version of what's going on, and here's the address. See you there. It's a minus the see you there. So, yeah, we talked for a minute while she's getting dressed, and I told her, you know, be safe and be smart and be careful. And so, you know, like I said, I had been asleep for like 15 minutes. My body decided to register that as a nap, not to mention the adrenaline that comes with your girlfriend going out at midnight to a fucking hot call. So she left. I laid in bed for about 15 minutes, and I couldn't sleep. I could not sleep. So I got up and went back downstairs, watched another episode of The Lincoln Lawyer. She texted me to tell me that she was on scene, which was nice to know she made it there safe. And I continued to watch The Lincoln Lawyer, and I ended up falling asleep on the couch at like 1:30, 1:45. And then at like 2 in the morning, she came home, and she came home at like 2 in the morning and woke me up on the couch and sent me up to the regular bed, and she followed shortly thereafter. But then, you know, it's only a few hours later. Actually, there was no alarm. She says that I farted on her. I don't believe her. I think that I had been awake for like a solid 10 minutes. I think either she woke herself up with that kind of nonsense, or maybe one of the cats farted on her. I don't know, but I don't think it was me. I'm fairly certain I was awake and in control of my sphincter. So, but who knows? I could be wrong. It's happened before. It happens once in a while. So she wakes up at 7, and she goes, this is at 7:06 this morning. Mind you, I got to be to work at 8:00. And she goes, are you getting up right now? And I said, no, I'm not getting up yet. And she goes, well, how much longer are you going to lay here? I go, 10 more minutes. And she goes, how about you get up now? And because I totally understand what the problem is. She doesn't want me to lay there, and then in 10 minutes I'm getting, like, right now she's awake enough to, you know, talk to me and get a kiss or whatever. She's awake enough. She doesn't want to fall back asleep in 8 minutes, and then I get up and now I'm waking her up again. You know, I totally understand that. So she says, how about you get up now? I said, okay, sure, no problem. So I get up and I go downstairs, and I just immediately go right to the couch and fall asleep on the couch again. And I woke up at 8:06, and I'm supposed to punch into work at 8:00. So first thing I did was called work. I was like, hey, I just woke up. Obviously, I'm going to be late. I'll be in as soon as I can. And they said, okay, no problem. And then I hung up the phone, and then I went back to sleep. I went back to sleep for 15 more minutes. I woke up at 8:20, and I was like, okay, I guess it's time to get up. So I don't know. What's my watch say that I got for sleep last night? It feels like I got a decent amount of sleep. But I got to work at like just shy of 9:00 this morning, and my work is really good about that kind of thing. Let's see here. My watch says that I slept from 2:30 this morning until 7:01 a.m. and I got an hour of REM and 38 minutes of deep sleep, which deep sleep is the one that I want the most of, which I never get. And then I also slept from 7:13. So literally, she woke me up, and then I went straight downstairs. And 12 minutes later, I fell back asleep on the couch. I got 4 minutes of REM and 26 minutes of deep sleep. And yeah, total sleeping time was 48 plus 4, about 5 hours. Total time of sleep that I got last night was 5 hours of sleep. So, not the ideal amount, but it's kind of average for me. I would love to be that guy that gets a solid 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, but I'm just not good at scheduling that. I'm not. Part of the problem is the gym. I want to get up at, ideally, I'd love to get up at 4 in the morning to go to the gym every day. That would be ideal for me. Because that gives me, I get that if I get up at 4, I'm there at 4:30. It gives me a solid 2.5 hours to work out before I gotta, hit the showers, right? That's ideal for me. Hasn't been happening ever since I broke my fucking ankle. Before I broke my ankle, I was so good at getting up at 4:30, 4:45 every morning to go to the gym. And ever since I have healed and been able to go to the gym again, I've been so bad at getting up to go and just making it in general. I do try to get there 4 or 5 times a week. Before I broke my ankle, I was going 6 days a week, and it's just been such a fucking struggle. No reason I couldn't have gone tonight after work, and I didn't. I don't really know why that was. I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that I wasn't getting out of work until 6:30, and then I go to the gym, and the time for me, I don't know about the rest of you. If any of you other motherfuckers go to the gym, like all me. If you feel like chiming in on this, I don't think you're watching right now, but I know that you listen to every episode. If you ever, if you feel like chiming in about this, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but the gym for me flies by. I get in there and it almost seems like there's never enough time. Like yesterday I was on the floor for 3 hours. That felt like a good amount of time, and I wasn't constrained by anything. The only thing that I ended up being constrained by was as I was walking out, Ro had texted me saying, "Hey, I'm going home. Do you want to meet me there?" And that was about the only thing that I was constrained by, and it happened at the perfect time. If she had texted me an hour earlier, I would have been fucking, rushing through, trying to fucking get my shower done, get everything done as fast as I could. But that was about the only thing. So she texted me at a perfect time. But I don't remember where I was going. Other than, if I'd have gone tonight, it's, I get there, it's, 6:45. I'm not on the floor until 7 o'clock. And I'm constantly watching the clock of like, okay, how much more time do I have that I can work out? And what do I want to do with that time? Do I want to fucking just do cardio? Do I want to, do like every time I go to the gym, there is cardio involved. Like it or not, I actually enjoy it. But every gym session includes some form of cardio. Usually, I'd like to be on the treadmill for like half an hour, 45 minutes. If I'm really pressed for time, it might be 10 or 15 minutes, and that's just going to have to do it. But beyond that, like, do I want to focus on abs? Do I want to focus on chest? Do I want to focus on upper body or lower body or back? Like, not to mention the fact that there's all sorts of things that I'm probably missing that I could be working on more. Like back. I don't do a ton of back exercises, which is probably not good. I do a lot of abs and a lot of chest, and and then I mix up everything else. I mix in a lot of arms, and my mix-ins are arms and legs. But I'm not good at focusing on back. I don't think I could do a fucking pull-up if I fucking wanted to, which is crazy. Like, I should at least be able to do a pull-up of my own body weight, and I don't think that I could. So I don't know, things to focus on in the next year. If you're following, I think that on Instagram, if you follow me on Instagram, Adulting Donnie, I posted a picture last week of my 1-year anniversary of consistent gym attendance. And that was really just that first year was really just kind of learning the ropes of the gym and what do I want to do, and a ton of article reading. And Ro got me a great book last year for my birthday called The Bodybuilding Bible for Men. So, yeah, I mean, maybe the next year I'll learn more as I go. We'll see. think I just saw, yeah, Tony checking in on the comments. He said LMAO and LOL. I assume that was probably, I don't know, maybe that was when I mentioned Ro or I or the cats farting on each other. One of those. One of those must have happened overnight. But anyways, yeah. And Tony and I, chatted via comments today about I don't think that I mentioned it on the last episode, but I took up guitar lessons. I want to learn how to play acoustic guitar. My first lesson, I played an acoustic guitar for my first lesson. My second lesson, I practiced on an electric guitar. I want to learn acoustic guitar, but honestly, the electric guitar actually felt better. Like, maybe it's because it's just a thinner piece of equipment, but it felt better. But I really want to learn to play acoustic guitar. You know, I want to be able to like sit around a fire and pull out an acoustic guitar and strum out some chords or something. I took bass guitar when I was a kid, like 15, 16 years old. I played bass guitar, which I understand the bass guitar is important to the musical, like if like everything is kind of led off of the bass guitar. My problem is that like I can't just pull out a bass guitar and start playing it and people are going to be like, oh yeah, that's that song. Like, no, that's not how that works. Like, that's what the best part about the electric guitar or the acoustic guitar is, that you can start stringing the chords or playing the strings, whatever the fuck. I don't know the lingo yet. All right. I just fucking started. Relax. You know, you can strum some chords and people are going to be like, oh yeah, of course I know that song. People are going to be like, yeah, of course I know that song. So, you know, that's what I really want. I want to be able to pull out a guitar and just, you know, play some music. Taking up a new hobby, really. Like, I love flying. I do. But you know what? CHI, and for all of you employees at CHI that listen to me, and I appreciate every fucking one of you, I really do. I love going in and seeing you guys. And I love going in and seeing you guys. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be seeing you guys to fly anytime fucking soon. The industry, or I don't know what, has basically priced me out of being able to fucking fly. When I started flying, it was affordable. It was like a really fun, affordable hobby. When I started, it was $155 an hour for the airplane and $50 an hour for the instructor. And, you know, most flights ended up costing about, you know, I think the smallest amount that I paid for was like $210 for one lesson. The most I paid was maybe $300, maybe a little more. And now, I mean, you know, doing you know, because I have to have an instructor in the seat with me. So they raised all the prices, right? So about, I don't know, maybe a year ago, they raised the price of the plane to $175. And they raised the price of the instructor by $5, right? So $25 doesn't sound like a lot, but when you start multiplying that in hours, it starts to climb really fucking quickly. And then again, they raised the price again. This is what bothers the shit out of me. Sorry, CHI, for listening, but this bothers the shit out of me. In March or April of this year, I got an email saying because of the increase in fuel cost, we're raising the cost to $185 an hour for the airplane. Okay, yeah, that's fair. The price of gas and fuel is going up. Didn't see anything in there about if the price of gas goes back down to fucking, you know, from $5 a gallon to $2.50. Didn't see anything in there about that price dropping again. So that's red flag number one. But then the problem is that they, you know, in March I get this email saying because of the rising cost of fuel, we're raising the price to $185. We're adding $10. Now I get an email last week saying we're adding a $10 surcharge, a temporary, quote unquote, temporary fuel surcharge to the airplane rental. So now it's $195 an hour to rent the plane. It's like $60 or $65, maybe more, I don't remember now, per hour for the flight instructor. So an hour of flying is $250, $275 for the hour. And the problem is that they book in 2.5 hour blocks. So you're talking $500 fucking dollars. All right. I went from paying $210 to fly with an instructor to $500 fucking dollars. So, unfortunately, the whole flying lesson thing is way on hold for now. I can't afford that. That's too much. That's a car payment. That's plus a car payment. Like that's, it's just too fucking much. And to, I don't believe these dumb motherfuckers. I am in so many goddamn aviation groups, and I posted in there something about this the other day, and I said when it was affordable, I was able to fly twice a month. And I get these fucking assholes. I get these fucking neurodecelerated fucking idiots that are saying, oh, you're never going to get your license at that rate. You'll never be able to fucking, every time that you fly, you're going to have to be constantly, shut the fuck up. Okay, maybe that's your way because you're stupid, but it wasn't my way because you know what? I flew in December of last year, all right? I didn't fly again until April of this year. That's 4 months between flights. I didn't touch a fucking airplane. I get back in a fucking airplane, and I remembered fucking everything. And I remembered all my stuff. I did all my stuff correctly. I took off. I landed. I did stalls. I did steep turns. I did all the shit, and I did it fucking just fucking fine, okay? So you can take your fucking, you can't, you get, these fucking idiots in these aviation groups are always like, oh, you gotta fucking, if you want to get your license and be a fucking professional, you have to be able to, you have to be flying 2, 3, 4 times a week. Jesus fucking Christ, were you independently wealthy? Because you're talking about $2,000 a month, all right? And I get it. At the end of the day, we're both going to spend anywhere from 60 to 80 or 100 hours of flying before we can actually get our license. I get it. I get what you're saying. It's going to cost about the same amount of money in the long run, no matter what. Whether you spend, $10,000 this year or I spend $10,000 over the course of the next 4 years, it's going to be the same amount of money. But to tell me that, you have to fly two or three times a week, that's so dumb, especially if you're not making a career out of being a pilot, which I have never once planned on making it a career. All right. The most that I ever wanted, the biggest thing that I ever wanted was to get my license so that I could put my girlfriend in the passenger seat of an airplane and take off and fly down fucking Hampton Beach and back. And anything beyond that is bonus to me. Anything beyond that is extra. So, these fucking people, they're so fucking dumb. Okay, there's the end of my first rant. Know what I want to talk about? I've been meaning to talk about for months, unfortunately, or maybe even a year, probably a year at least. Unfortunately, the fact that I wanted to talk about it a year ago and I never brought it up means it's no longer an original thought. But I maintain that when I thought of it a year ago, this was an original thought that no one else really thought of. And here's that thought. The new Corvette. The new Corvette is a game changer for the exotic car industry. Okay? That fucking thing, almost every single time I've seen one of these beasts in the past year or more, maybe a little more than a year, almost every time that I've seen one, I mistake it for a Ferrari or some other exotic, right? From a distance, obviously not from right up close, but from a distance, I constantly mistake this car for some Italian exotic car. Look at Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, all the fucking big names. And you want to buy a brand new Ferrari? It's not even a brand new Ferrari. You want to buy a fucking 5-year-old Ferrari, 10-year-old Ferrari, you're looking at $350,000. Lamborghini, same thing. McLaren, same thing. And that number just goes up and up and up. I mean, there's McLarens for sale for $600,000, $700,000, $800,000, over $1 million for a fucking car, which is absolutely absurd. Look at the new Corvette. The new Corvette. Let me do a little screen share here. For those of you on the live show, let's see here. Screen share, window, Corvette. Here we go. Share that. All right, this fucking thing. I mean, look at this fucking car. It is absolutely gorgeous. This thing has a 0 to 60 time. Ooh, look at the black girl in the picture. How did I miss that? Yeah, look at that. I don't necessarily care for that color. I just realized how that sounded. The car. I don't care for the color of the car. All right, the woman is just fine. Okay. I don't even know how much I care for any of these these weird ass exotic colors on the car. Keep it simple, white, red, black. No real reason to go for these. Trying to actually mimic a Lamborghini or anything like that. But this car is it's just absolutely gorgeous. And you mistake it constantly. I do love this. If you're looking on the live video, I love how the screen is not really centered on the dashboard and facing, if you're driving this car, the screen is right there. It's just right there, accessible to the driver, as it should be. All right. Passenger wants to do something on the fucking radio, just let me know. I'll handle it. All right. But this car is absolutely gorgeous. And it's a starting price of $64,000. Okay. That is, that's a crazy amount of money. That's a literally, it's a lot of money for any car, 64 grand. But when you compare that's brand new off the fucking line, 64 grand, whatever, plus whatever, title, taxes, all that other bullshit, probably walking out the door for 65, maybe $67,000. Probably walking out the door 64, 65, 67 grand, something like that. But you're walking out with this absolute beauty of a car at a fraction of the cost of these Lamborghinis and Ferraris. It's got a 0 to 60. I know my demo, my age and gender. I'm not really sure how many of you are car guys, but and I'm not even typically a big time car guy. I love exotic cars. But this fucking thing, you give it a tune and put a supercharger on it. This thing has over 1,000 horsepower. As it comes out of the factory, it has a 0 to 60 of 2.9 seconds. It's really just a gorgeous car. And I think that it's the exotic car killer. Because here's the thing. For the last 20 or 30 or maybe more years, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, the exotic cars of Ferrari, Lamborghini, these companies haven't had to innovate very much because there's been no competition from any other car company. There's been the Toyota MR2 is another mid-engine car, not even a contender. When you talk about something, that's sleek and sexy and fast and beautiful, like the MR2, no matter what you do to it, at the end of the day, it's still just a little fucking 4-cylinder mid-engine car. This new Corvette is a game changer because none of those companies have had to innovate. And now, if they want to continue to sell those cars at that price of $350 grand, they're going to have to innovate. I talked to a guy the other day at Seacoast Cars and Coffee, the owner, actually, Damien. Cool guy, really nice guy. If you ever, get a chance to go to Seacoast Cars and Coffee at the Newington Mall, ask for Damien. He's cool shit. But he was telling me that the next iteration of this car, maybe the 2024, 25, 26, something like that, they're thinking about making it, or there's rumor of them making it all-wheel drive, and the front wheels are going to be electric power, which will make this a hyper sport car. This will be an American-made hyper sport with probably 700, 800, 900 horsepower. This thing will be fucking absolutely insane, and it'll probably, even in that form, it'll probably still be under $100,000 or well under $100,000. And to supercharge it and get a tune on it, you're probably not talking a lot of money there either. Not a ton of money, probably more than I get paid in 1 week. But for someone who's willing to buy a Corvette, probably not a ton of money to upgrade it. And just make this car. You can make, there's a lot of cars, Like, I mean, I remember when the first Fast and Furious movie came out, and I didn't know dick about cars then. I didn't know anything about make and model and all that shit. So in the trailer, in the trailer for the first movie, I saw an image of that orange Toyota Supra driving. I thought it was a Dodge Viper. All right, fucking sue me. I don't care. But I thought it was a Dodge Viper. And I had asked these other car guys who I worked with at Circuit City. I said, like, damn, what's he get? The Mitsubishi Eclipse gets blown up, and then he takes the insurance money. This was my idea in 2001. I was like, he must take the insurance money, and he buys a Toyota, he buys a Dodge Viper with the insurance money off of his exploded Eclipse, and they're like, no, it's a Toyota Supra, and I was like, what? Are you crazy? Why the fuck would you do that? If you get, like, if it's, because in the movie they say, like, oh, that was an $80,000 car. I'm figuring, 80 grand, buy a Dodge Viper. Why wouldn't you? And I'm thinking to myself, like, why wouldn't you buy a Dodge Viper? So, fuck, I don't remember what the fuck I was going to say. I don't remember. I lost my train of thought. My train of thought has gone. It has derailed. Yeah, it's gone. I guess I was thinking, it's an $80,000 car. As far as like the Corvette, like, oh, that's what I was talking about. Was like, you can make all these, you can buy a Toyota Supra, and not really now. The new Toyota Supra, the 2021, 22, whatever Toyota Supra is overpriced for sure. Way overpriced. At the end of the day, it's a fucking Toyota. It's a two-door Toyota, okay? Toyota, calm the fuck down, all right? When you get a Toyota Supra, it's a two-door Toyota, all right, compared to this fucking beauty, all right? This gorgeous fucking 2022, 2023 Corvette. Okay, you can't be charging the same amount, all right? You got to drop that. I don't know what the Toyota Supra goes for, to be honest. It's probably a $40,000 car. But you can take in 1997, you could take that Toyota Supra and do all these modifications to it to make it better than Ferrari, make it better than a Lamborghini, make it better than a Dodge Viper, make it better than a Porsche. I remember reading an article before Fast and Furious came out talking about how people are taking Honda Civics and making them better than most sports cars by doing all of these upgrades to suspension and engine and tuning and all this stuff. They can make them faster, and they can make them turn better, and they can do all this stuff to it. So anyways, my whole point is that, these companies, these exotic car companies, are going to have to innovate. They're going to have to figure it out. They're going to have to figure out something new. And I don't know what the fuck that is. I can't, design wise. I mean, you can figure out engine stuff by saying, like, electric engines. Like the electric engines, I know that there's a lot of fucking nerds that I'm friends with that are like, ooh, electric car, I want my fucking Chevy pickup truck with fucking, big smokestacks and all this other bullshit. All right, fuck you in your face. I look at sorry, I gotta multitask again. I think that electric cars, like the fucking Tesla, is such a beautiful car. I love the Tesla. I don't think that I liked it immediately. It wasn't like my go-to, like that's the car that I would like to have one day. I don't even know if I would like to have it right now. It's not a reasonable car for me to have right now because it's so expensive. It is just a gorgeous car though. There's a guy that works at Portsmouth Ford, who has a Tesla, and his car is, I don't know what he's done to it to make it look so good, but there is something about it. I don't know. It kind of looks like it's been lowered. But there is something about it that just, I know that it definitely has rims on it, which I know shouldn't matter, but it does. It has rims on it, and it looks like maybe it's lowered. So, all right, let's see here. Let me make sure. I'm sorry, I'm multitasking again, which is never a good idea. Don't fucking podcast and multitask. All right, the two don't work. All right, but I'm doing it anyways. Now I gotta fucking. All right, now I gotta I've unfortunately made a mistake here. Let's see. There we go. Okay, I'm back. I'm back to me. Yeah, these companies are gonna have to figure out, like, I don't know, design wise, like, how do you go? What's the next step? Corvette has basically made their car to look very similar to Ferrari and Lamborghini, and maybe McLaren. I mean, maybe the only other thing that maybe Corvette could do is put wing doors on instead of normal doors, but I don't know. I can't. I just. It is exciting to think of, like, okay, Ferrari and all these other companies figure out what you're gonna have to do when you're charging that much money. When you're charging that much money for a car, you better figure out a reason that it costs that much money, because Chevy's doing it better. I wanted to. This is gonna be sensitive. All right, as per usual. Disclaimer. I have not discussed this with my girlfriend. I don't know why I was thinking of it the other day, but I was, and now I want to talk about it because I was thinking about stereotypes, mostly in the form of race, and I was wondering, what are the stereotypes of white people, mostly white people in America? I want to know what the stereotype is of me, because I feel like I don't match them. I feel like anything that you're gonna say stereotype of me, like if you said, that's a white guy and he likes beer and pizza, I'd be like, fuck, guilty. You're right. I do. I like beer and pizza quite a lot. Yeah. Shit. Because I feel like maybe I could stereotype people if I walk around on the street and I look at someone. I might be able to be like I might be able to be like, that's what that guy likes. That's what, and then like maybe approach that person and be like, am I right? But I wondered, what are the stereotypes of white Americans mostly? And I was disappointed, to say the least. I was disappointed because I was like, I don't fucking... All right, so academic studies, this is according to Wikipedia, which I trust Wikipedia, okay? I know that fucking 10 years ago, I was told, like, Wikipedia is unreliable because anyone can edit it. I feel like it's pretty well... monitored and edited, because there's millions upon millions of people using it. Let's see here. Social stereotypes, blah, 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 blah. Academic studies. An early study of stereotypes of white people found in works of fiction which were written... Oh, my God. Jesus Christ, this sounds so racist. An early study of stereotypes of white people found in works of fiction. Blah, 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 blah. I'm not reading any of that. This is what the top 5 supposed white stereotypes are. Feels superior, hates Negroes. Hey, it's just what's on Wikipedia. All right, I'm sorry. Brutish, impulsive, mean, proud, doesn't like Jews. Well, at least the only thing that I might say on there that matches me is proud, and I'm proud to say that I don't match any of these fucking things. If it's saying, and it didn't fucking say it didn't spell it out anyways, proud to be white. If that's what it's trying to imply, no. I don't care. I don't. Maybe that's easy for me to say because it's how I came out. But I'm certainly not outside waving a flag saying white pride or anything like that, which I think is such a fucking stupid ass thing to do, because I've seen those signs and I've seen those posters and I've seen those bumper stickers. If you put a bumper sticker on your fucking car, you don't need to tell me that you're white, okay? I already know. Feels superior? Nope. I'm going to use a different word, combination of words. Hates black people. No. That's 100% no on that one. If you saw what my first song that I want to be able to play on acoustic guitar, that one does not apply to me. Obviously, my girlfriend, that one can apply to me. Brutish, impulsive, mean. No. Maybe scared, insecure, sad. Maybe those ones. Yeah, I already went over the proud one. And doesn't like Jews. I think that's a weird one to throw in there. Doesn't like Jews. That's a strange one to throw in there because there's because Jews are white. Typically Jewish people are white, mostly, and they also are this is more of like a Nazi stereotype, if anything. That's what this seems like, is a Nazi stereotype, which is not what I googled. Materialistic and pleasure loving. Who doesn't fucking love pleasure? Wait a minute, what? How's that a stereotype? This is outside of those top 5. Materialistic and pleasure loving. Materialistic, maybe that one applies. There's plenty of white people that like to buy shit. Who doesn't like to buy shit, though? I mean, buying stuff is fun. Everyone loves to go shopping. Pleasure loving, I can't believe that lands in there, because I feel like that should just be a stereotype of humans. I don't know. It was just a weird thing. Negative portrayals of specific groups of white people. As the social definition of white people has changed over the years, studies have shown that members of different races, ethnicities, and nationalities have different stereotypes of white people. Before the 80s, ethnic groups such as the Irish, Italians, Armenians, and Polish people were portrayed in popular media and culture in a negative fashion. Stereotypes of West Virginians and Alabamians includes incest and inbreeding. Well, come on. That's clear. West Virginia, Alabama, Georgia, all right? They all fuck their sisters and their brothers and their cousins. Definitely their cousins, all right? Maybe it's unfair to say that they're fucking their brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers, but they are absolutely fucking their cousins, all right? If you grew up in Georgia, if you are from the state of Georgia, it is a scientific fact that you have had sex with your cousin, all right? You lusted after her as a toddler, and then the two of you consummated that lust in adulthood, all right? Maybe not even in adulthood. Probably in your teenage years, you were banging your cousin. Okay, my girlfriend just texted me that she's on her way home. Let's see here. I love you. Drives. I like to read off what I'm gonna send her. So drive safe. I'm finishing my podcast. Yeah. If you grew up now, for those of you that don't know, Jason Almy from Shit Happens When You Party Naked, he grew up in Georgia. If you've ever looked at his face, you can tell by looking at his face. His parents, probably cousins, all right? It's just a guess. They are probably cousins. That might just be a guess. But I think it's a fact, all right? Everyone knows it. So those are white people stereotypes. Let's see. Is there anything else good there? Incest, inbreeding. Poor whites in the Appalachian have often been stereotyped as hillbillies. Also applies to Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas for sure. White, Hispanic, and Latino Americans are often overlooked by the U.S. mass media, and frequently American social perceptions incorrectly give the terms Hispanic or Latino a racial value, usually mixed race, such as mestizo. Never heard that word before in my life, but it has a hyperlink on the webpage, so that's interesting. While they, in turn, are overrepresented in the U.S. Hispanic mass media and are admired by it and shape social perceptions of Hispanic and Latino Americans. So there's a hyperlink for acting white. I gotta see what this says. Acting white. In the United States, acting white is a pejorative term usually applied to black people, which refers to a person's this is all on Wikipedia, okay? I don't want anyone to come after me. I'm reading straight from the internet, okay? All right? I don't know how I get down these fucking rabbit holes, okay? The problem is that my fucking brain, I'll just be driving along. This all happened when I just was driving for no reason, and I was like, what's a white stereotype? That's how this all happens, okay? I'm giving you a look inside my fucking brain, is that that I will just think of something, then I Google it, and then I just start clicking hyperlinks because there are billions of web pages. There's a sea of web pages, and I am just a tiny little fish swimming in that sea. Acting white, pejorative term, usually applied, or the word pejorative has has a hyperlink. A pejorative or slur is a word or grammatical form expressing a negative or disrespectful connotation, a low opinion, or lack of respect towards someone or something. It's also used to express criticism, hostility, or disregard. Sometimes a term is regarded as pejorative in some social ethnic groups, blah, 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 blah. Usually applied to black people, which refers to a person's perceived portrayal of their culture by assuming the social expectations, blah, blah, blah. Term is controversial, and precise meaning, the term of acting white. Precise meaning is hard to define. Some minority students are discouraged from achieving in school by the negative prejudices of ethnic peers. Such a view has been expressed in articles of the New York Times. That's a reliable source. Wall Street Journal, also super reliable, and heavy sarcasm. Hope I laid it on thick enough. Barack Obama, accused of acting white. Russell Wilson, I don't know who that is. I thought he made fucking volleyballs. For the blah, blah, blah. Other studies, way more than I'm willing to read. And I'm done way more than enough. 50 minutes. I didn't mean to go for this long. That's what she said. I didn't mean to go for this long. I thought that this was going to be like, I seriously thought that I was going to hit record, talk about the new Corvette, and punch out. And here I am, 51 minutes in. And I got a full episode, so fuck it. I got nothing going on this weekend. This is a nice little fucking relaxed weekend for me, hopefully. Me and my mate, hopefully. I don't think there's any big softball games on the agenda. Maybe go out with the sister-in-law, what I would consider my sister-in-law. Whatever. I'll call her who I want. I'll define her how I want. Brother-in-law, nephew, all that stuff. Maybe go out to dinner with them. Don't really have a defined answer on any of that yet. Thought that I'd be doing an episode with Tom tonight, an episode of New England Natives. Spaced it on letting him know I'd be available, and then I'd said maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow night. I'm not sure. So maybe Sunday night, me and Tom will do our thing. I don't fucking know. It's hard to schedule shit with me. Because honestly, the free time that I have, I'm like, yes, free time. I can sit on the couch and do nothing for a minute. So that's been my week. That's been my episode. Check out my sponsors, 4HMclothing.com, 50% off any, 50%, he would fucking murder me, 10% off your order over $50. Manscaped.com, it's like 20% off your order, something like that, free shipping. Strikeforce Energy, get I think it's 10 or 20% off, 10 or 20% off, something like that, maybe free shipping on your order at strikeforceenergy.com. adameve.com, 50% off any one item, plus free shipping, plus 10 gifts, gift for him, gift for her, gift for both of you, free DVDs, all that shit. Offer code adulting on all of those extraordinary websites. And that is it for me. I'm out of here. Thank you for checking in. Thank you, Tony, for all of your assist with the comments. Thanks, man. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.